Hello, I'm Quickie chick Laurel House, and I'm with Lee from Ford, and we're talking about basically when a chick graduates from college and she's trying to define herself and she needs to get a car, she needs to get an apartment, and she's totally lost. So, what does she do when it comes to a car? Is she buying? Is she leasing? Give me some quick tips for her.
Well, I mean, I think the first thing she should really think about is what does she really need out of her car? So the car, even though it's a huge purchase for people in their life, it's also tends to be a very emotional purchase. And so, while that emotion is great if channeled properly, we want to make sure that people don't end up with some form of buyer's regret with the wrong kind of car for them. So they have to think about what their needs are. So first and foremost, if someone has graduated from college and they're in their first career, they want a car that it's very versatile, right? A car that they can be professional and business-like in, but a car they can also have fun with their friends in, or with their family. And so they want
to walk outside and be proud. I mean, that's how I know I made the right choice. I go outside, that is my car, and I'm proud to get in it.
Absolutely. Proud to drive your boss in it, or proud to drive, proud to go on a first date in it, right?
Yes.
Either one of those. So you want that kind of versatility. You want to think about that. I think some of the other things in the functionality of the car, you want to think about where you live, and do you need an all-wheel drive car, or because a lot of people will go into a car. You're in your first job, you're making your first real paycheck. So I'm going to load this car up with everything. I'm going to take every option. Well, stop and think about it. Do I really need all-wheel drive if I don't live in a place where that would potentially be something I would need all the time?
Do you really need heated seats in Los Angeles?
Exactly. Great call.
I do. I like heated seats.
Some people need heated seats even if they live in this kind of climate. Other people that would just be, you'd be walking around with a sweaty back all the time, right? And we don't want anyone walking around with a sweaty back.
What about money? How much are you spending? Does it make sense to lease? I mean, what are you looking at in terms of what the percentage you should be spending on your car?
Well, I think a percentage of income. I mean, that's something that. It's tough to answer that in a general sense, because the percentage of your income, well, you could actually be starting off with a nice base. So what I would say is when you're thinking about the lease or buy, the two things you should look at is, okay, so if I lease this vehicle, this is what my expense is going to be, and you can kind of forecast, okay, I'm going to pay this much out every month, and I'm comfortable paying this much out, but at the end, I'm not going to have any equity to show for it, and kind of compare that to if I buy a vehicle, there's great data available now on residual value. So I'm going to buy this vehicle, and the forecast worth of it 2 or 3 or 4 years out when I want to trade it in is going to be X. So you kind of get an understanding of, I'm going to lay out a much bigger chunk, but I'm going to have some equity in it, and I'll get something back in return. So, compare that, and then figuring, based on your financial situation, what's better for you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Lee. For more Quickie tips, visit quickie chick.com.